This is Ted, and I'm going to talk now about identity theft. And I have had enough of it. I have had enough of it. And some of you, or too many of you, at Google and definitely at YouTube and other major search engines, definitely at MySpace, at Facebook, at Twitter, and many of these different internet sites have allowed it and even have figured out this has to be identity theft. This can't be Ted. This is identity theft. You had better be proactively, how can we say it? Proactively, vigilantly, including with FBI and law enforcement, Homeland Security, anybody, police, any that undercover detectives, any that enforce and pursue and try to catch them that are doing identity theft. You do it for Ted. I've had enough of it, and I've had enough of my videos getting taken and then hacked and modified, and people using parts of my videos, putting them into software and storyboarding them, and then putting different effects in and using Ted's photos and videos to mess with Ted too much. Many are not even complimentary, and I've had enough of it. Okay? These videos and photos are copyrighted, all rights reserved, and they're now in a what I'm working. I've done the outline. They're in a TED closed content license, and all of these videos are owned by nobody else and nothing else. You have no rights to them, and you definitely have no exclusivities. Ted has had enough of the identity theft. I've had enough of it. You stop it. You enforce. You police it. You stop it. You investigate it. You help Ted shut this down. I do not want people on the internet pretending they're Ted and doing hazing to destroying of Ted, making Ted look bad or too bad, causing Ted to look too bad or too wicked or too evil, like many have done, attempting to make it look as if it is Ted when it's not Ted. I've had enough of it. You know, this coming has been pounded to destroyed because of many things done, what are in addition to too bad and too wicked and too evil, are illegal. To worst illegal, to worst slow down. And Ted has had enough of it, including attempted, murdering of Ted or hitting Ted, but really, considering who Ted is and what he's been proclaimed and declared to be now and publicly out to be, it would be an assassination. Okay? And have attacked Ted, have hurt Ted, have threatened Ted many times, have threatened Ted's family. He's had many walk by. They walk by and do the threats, so it's not easy to prove unless you're recording it or have a secret camera, on you with a little, like a button mic or button camera with a mic or a secret mic or microphone or video and audio, small, lens and microphone, and you're recording it. They do the walk-bys, and then you get the threats, and you get the different communications, including they've threatened Ted's daughters, they've threatened Ted's family, they've threatened other people, and they don't understand some of the children Ted had before Rosie and after Rosie. He's told he had some, and some never told him. Some human females never told him, well, I'm pregnant from you, Ted, and I'm going to have a child from you or some children. And anyhow, people have threatened Ted, including his children. And I've had enough of it. I definitely had enough of the identity theft. And Google and major search engines, you stop putting in searches what destroy TED. You stop specifically putting only in primarily for a while, or at times, it was only searches what seemed to destroy TED and no searches what seemed to help TED were positive. You're definitely not fair enough. These search engines are not fair enough. You're not fair enough, Google and other major search engines. You're not fair enough with TED. Definitely Google, you have not been fair enough with TED. And you acquired YouTube, and things seem to get worse at YouTube after Google acquired YouTube, because some at Sun Microsystems and Sunsoft were in at Google in specific key positions. Eric Schmidt, you bastard, you a German Nazi. We're slow down, piece of shit. I want to flush this. I'm doing the hell days. Bastard. Keep fucking with dead, you people. Or messing with you. I'm gonna laugh to you. I do cuss. God cusses. Angels cuss sometimes. We use cuss language. Stop messing with me, or you can fuck yourself so hard you can't even hardly even imagine how hard. You want clusterfuck? You want worse clusterfuck? Ted can worse clusterfuck. I can worse clusterfuck to death. You want a fucking clusterfuck? You want to fuck me? Fuck you. You want clusterfuck? You're gonna see worse clusterfuck possibly in the near future. You're gonna see the worst clusterfuck you can imagine. You won't. Well, you know. Yeah, about the time you see it, you have a few seconds, and that's it. It's over. You know. You see, for example, some of Ted's humans, or some people that are going to protect Ted, they go after you with something. You want war? It's going to be war. About the time someone pulls out, for example, a gun, about the time you see a handgun, it's practically over. Ted's thinking, about the time he sees a handgun, he's just going to say, "What took you so long?" The thing Ted's going to verbalize is, "What took you so long?" Like, when he sees a handgun or a gun, it's about ready to shoot Ted in the head. Or he sees something else, bomb explodes, a nuke, he sees the flash. It's like he's going to tell the angels, "What took you so long to nuke some things?" What angels up there in original heaven is taking you so long to nuke some things? You told me you were going to try to nuke some things. What is taking you so long, huh? You hit the United States of America with 911 in the World Trade Towers, and you told me you did it for Ted. He hit him hard. That's why he showed Ted's colors, in all these videos and photos of white, yellow, blue, and red. And before that, he had some internet sites called White, Yellow, Purple for a while. They were showing white and yellow and purple in these videos and photos, some of them too, including to news. Therefore, this was correlated to Ted, When you put this together, you're going to realize, well, in white, yellow, blue, red, but also white, yellow, purple. And we saw white, yellow, purple, and we get it. This has to have been correlated to Ted. And there's different subtle things in the videos where they're actually speaking, and they make a mistake, verbally, or they say something that subtly correlates to Ted. There's different things, like in the movie of X-Files, X really represents Christ, Christ, Christmas, Xmas. They did this subtle correlation. They did many X subtly correlating to Ted, Christmas to Xmas. And then they did X-Files. What really is supposed to be about trying to find evidence Satan's demons exist on Earth. Satan's demons and spawns. And they were trying to show you those are cloning, what we call spawning. In the X-Files programs and the X-File movie, they were trying to show you those are spawning. That's what they were trying to show you with movie of Dark City, where it's subtly about Ted. This is why, in X-File movie, the first X-File movie, this person was called Kurtz Wilder. Like, Kurtz is wilder than we thought he would be, and he was doing all these writing books and doing these things about apocalypse, and religious books about the apocalypse and things like this. This is why in Apocalypse Now, the person that they think is crazy, that's saying, writing Nukem, or drop the bomb or use the atomic bomb or use a nuke or use nukes was called Colonel Kurtz, with a Z, but Ted is, well, it used to be with an S, and it was changed or it used to be with a Z, and it was changed to a S by, I guess, a grandfather or great-grandfather. That's what I was told. And even though I'm adopted by a German dad and a very English mother, I was very close to my English mother and not close in the slightest to the German dad. It was basically the German side of the family was anti-Semitic, to some of them Nazi. Therefore, I wasn't too close to the German side of this family, and I really want to legally change my name. I use the name of Ted Adam, and the middle name is Adam David Solomon. The last name is More, M-O-R-E. Like I am more than simply a human using a first, middle, last name. Okay. Now, stop the identity theft. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Shut it down. Investigate. Pursue. Prosecute. Put these people in jail. Put them in prison. Stop it. You stop the identity theft. You shut it down, FBI. It's your job, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Don't simply target Ted. You are legally obligated to help Ted and investigate this and shut it down. And you haven't done your job. Primarily what you've been doing, and your duty, primarily what you've been doing has been targeting Ted too much, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. You shut it down. You shut down all this identity theft. You shut down all these things against Ted. Stop targeting Ted. And same with you, Homeland Security. Same with you now, CIA, and even some of you in the U.S. Department of Defense currently, or U.S. military, and others. You shut this down. You help Ted. You protect Ted. You do your duty. Do your duty. Ted was a patriot. Ted showed patriotism. Ted supplied software for the AFCAC 308, U.S. Air Force, CIA, and other of the U.S. military, and was pounded. Do you know who he was pounded by? The Japanese. Japanese had these big, huge meetings where there was like 30 of them and only Ted, and they showed Ted no respect. They showed Ted disrespect. They showed Ted hostility to hate. And when he was talking, they would just all get up and do a smoke break. They would bow or do any kind of a showing of respect. They didn't want to shake Ted's hand. It was hostility to hate. Japanese, after Ted got this contract and was on the contract, the AFCAC 308, the Japanese were all over Ted, and they were hostile to hateful. Same with Germans. Okay. Same with too many Italians or Romans and Sicilians and Italians, and what all were aligned with Hitler, all you Nazis, the Germans, the Japanese, and the Romans and Italians and Sicilians and others, were too Nazi and anti-Semitic. World War II alignment, okay? Ted definitely saw a World War II alignment of hostility to hate. To these are enemies. These are enemies of patriots of the United States of America. These are enemies of patriots. There's a huge difference in the United States of America between simply a citizen that was born and raised in the country, even, or a citizen what immigrated, to a patriot. There's a huge difference between a third generation or many generation born in the United States of America